What's up, CWF Mid-Atlantic fans? Joe White here with a little bit of an update. This is kind of hard for me because I'm a fan of the guy. He was kind enough to sit down at FanCon with me last October, and we were only supposed to go about 15 minutes, and we ended up going over an hour. He's a very cool guy. But a little bit of breaking news here. The Mecha Mercenary has been fired from CWF Mid-Atlantic. Or so he says fired. I'll just say him and CWF Mid-Atlantic are no longer working together. I'll just put it that way. He released a few videos on his Twitter page today. I'll play the audio from those. If you want to follow him on Twitter, go ahead and watch the videos. He gets pretty damn emotional, and rightfully so. It's a pretty hard thing when you start your career somewhere and whatever the circumstances are, when you have to go away from it. It's pretty emotional. It can be a pretty emotional thing when you're that vested in the product. Again, regardless of the circumstances. But I'm going to play this for you here now, and then I'm going to give my opinion on this. Again, opinions are like you-know-whats. Everybody's got one. But this is kind of furthering the deal that happened. I'll go ahead and play the video here. Now, I will say that Mecha, at New Year's Knockout, when I was there, I spoke to Jeff. I spoke to Danny. I spoke to Jeff too, but I spoke to Danny primarily. And one of the names that I asked about was Mecha, because when Bruce Mitchell wrote his article, he said, hey, they got a really core group of talents, and he listed all the talents there. Mecha was not on the list. So I asked about Mecha. And I was told Mecha was one of the people that was teetering back and forth on whether or not he wanted to come back. That was what I was told. And now we have the end result of that teetering. Am I sad that Mecha's gone? Yes. I'll be honest, the Sandwich Squad, man, was freaking over like Rover in that building. But I'm going to play this video here. I'm going to play the audio from it, as it were. And hopefully you guys can draw your own conclusions from it. And let's see what Mecha has to say about this.
Hey fans, family, friends, it's Mecha here, coming to you from my childhood room. Just want to give everybody an update on my career and my situation. Just got off the phone with Jeff Rudd, Coach Gemini, CWF Management, and as of today, about an hour ago, what's today? Sunday, January 21st, 2018, I have been fired from CWF Mid-Atlantic. Got off the phone with Jeff, and he said the word, you're fired. We had a long talk. Appreciate him taking the time out to talk to me. Before I go any further, I want to make very clear, my dismissal didn't have anything to do with the Brad Stutt situation or anything about that. I'm not involved with Brad. I haven't really talked to Brad since his dismissal. So that's all I'm going to say about that. My dismissal comes from my personal and business relationship with Charlie Armstrong, who is the owner and proprietor of both Gimmick Tree Entertainment and Modern Vintage Wrestling. I was basically fired for wanting to pursue a friendship and considering continuing a business relationship, working for Modern Vintage, helping out with Gimmick Tree. Charlie has a past. We all do. Criminal past. No, we all don't have that. But Charlie's got a past, and Charlie's got a reputation. But Charlie doesn't do anything illegal. Charlie doesn't do anything wrong. Charlie's everything by the book. He proved it to me. He showed me all the paperwork. He showed me all of everything. Everything he does is on the up and up, and it's square and legal. And Jeff Rudd, particularly at CWF, feels that that's not the case. He does not want Charlie and Gimmicktree at CWF Mid-Atlantic. It's fine. They don't want a relationship. I support that. He took it one step further.
And the video stops right there, 2 minutes and 20 seconds. He picks it up right here.
I want to be on the team. I want to be a part of CWF. I want to know the facts. I question Jeff to show me evidence, show me proof that Charlie is doing something wrong, that he is going down a path that Jeff thinks he's going to, that of criminal activity and back to prison and all that. Jeff couldn't do it. He said that his word should be enough, and he was hurt by that, and I'm sorry. Words are not enough of anybody for me. Charlie's a very close friend of mine. He's done a lot for me. Some of the allegations that were getting thrown around were very serious, and I wanted proof. Charlie proved his innocence, and now Jeff refused to even acknowledge proof of his guilt, and that's not right. So I took a stand. I'm not throwing my friend under the bus. I'm not throwing away. I'm not going to leave him stand in the cold when he's not done anything wrong. But I didn't want to leave CWF. It's been my home for 8 years. I love everybody at CWF. I love all the fans. I love that building. It's where I took my first bump. It's where I had my first match. Sorry. I didn't want to go. This is not how I wanted my Mid-Atlantic career to end. But it is what it is. I encourage you fans, keep watching Worldwide. Go out to the shows, support the boys, support the show, support CWF, because they're a very special place. As far as my career goes, I'm kind of in a hold right now. I'm hoping I can still come up to Nova Pro. I know as soon as Modern Vintage gets up and running in the next few months, I will be definitely going to be a part of that. I'm not sure what this means for the Sandwich Squad. I haven't talked to Biggs about any of this yet. I'll probably reach out to him tomorrow and have further updates. So yeah, it's a lot of question marks, but the one thing that's certain is I've been fired from CWF Mid-Atlantic, and I'm sorry. Please hit me up, support, throw bookings at me. Please tell other promoters I'm willing to travel, willing to work. This is not the end, okay? This is not the end of Mecha. I've got a long way to go. Next weekend, actually, I'm planning to go up and further my relationship with Tommy Dreamer and House of Hardcore, because I want to start working there some, make some business connections up there, hopefully, and get me some more places to work. Unfortunately, CWF Mid-Atlantic will not be one in the near future, and that breaks my heart. Thank you guys for listening. Have a good day.
Now, I just want to say, first of all, there's a lot of different aspects to this. And me, as just being a fan, I'm not in the business, so take what I say as nothing more than opinion. What it sounds like here, and I don't fault either side for doing this, okay? It's hard for me to talk about it, really. Look, okay, I'll put it to you this way. If I'm running a locker room, and I made the decisions that CWF has made, and this is Joe White's Wrestling Funhouse, or whatever the case may be. I would never call my promotion Wrestling Funhouse, but anyway, for the sake of argument, I have the right to say, okay, if you're going to work for this person, you're not going to work in my building. If you're going to be friends with this person, if you're going to associate with this person, don't expect me to book you. On the other end of that, as a professional wrestler, they're independent contractors and they can work for whoever they want. Got to look at both sides of this here. I have to look at both sides of this here. However, if I'm a wrestler, and given everything that's going on, well, I know what side I would take. I know where my bread has been buttered over the years. This had to be a tough thing for Jeff to do. Had to be a tough thing for Mecha to do. Mecha standing up for his friend. He says it has nothing to do with the Brad Studd situation, and I get that. Brad probably has nothing to do with it, but it has everything to do with the Charlie Armstrong situation, which is kind of interwoven into all this mess. It's a mess. That's what all this is a giant mess. And I hate that everyone in this promotion associated with CWF is having to go through this. I hate it. It seems like just when we start to put this thing behind us, and just when we start to try to move on, another turd gets thrown our way, for lack of a better term. So what does this mean for the Sandwich Squad? I'll just say this. Things are in place as far as Aaron Biggs go. Take care of this. There are assurances in place as far as Aaron Biggs goes on CWF Worldwide. Am I sad that Mecha's gone? Yes. Do I respect the decision of Jeff and everybody at CWF management for this? Yes. I'm sorry, you can't let wolves into the hen house, guys. You just can't. Jeff is not taking proof or no proof. Jeff's not taking the risk, and I have to respect that. You know? You don't want to let that drop of oil into the drinking water. It's just the way it is. Do I hope that Mecha finds other work? Yes. Like I said, I enjoyed talking to Mecha at FanCon. That was probably one of my favorite interviews ever. But this is a bit of another shock to the system. It's probably not the last of the shocks to the system that we'll see. He talks about modern vintage wrestling coming back up again. Can modern vintage make a comeback with what it has already, with the stain that's already there? I mean, this guy's criminal past is out there. Everybody knows about it. Are people going to want to go to this guy's shows now? The way it was told to me by a certain somebody, not in North Carolina. Would I trust somebody with that kind of a past? In this day and age, knowing me, if I'm a businessman, no. And look, we need, the North Carolina indie scene to me is already a flooded market anyway. I think it was back in 2016, I counted one weekend, there was 10 shows going on in North Carolina alone. And on one Saturday, 10 shows. I've been saying it for years. But this is definitely a shock to me. I didn't expect this. I expected him to come back. I knew that the two sides were talking, or were going to talk. But I get Mecha sticking up for his friend. I get his decisions, but I also get CWF's decisions for the good of that promotion, man. And here's another thing. I'm glad that Mecha sat out there and said, hey, keep supporting CWF, keep watching Worldwide, keep cheering on, keep going to the shows. That's a stand-up thing to do from Mecha. That really is. Because he could have went like, man, fuck them, I got fired, blah, 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 but he didn't. And I respect Mecha Mercenary for doing that. I 100% respect Mecha for taking the high road on that aspect of things. Because he could have shat all over that promotion. Will we see Mecha back in CWF one day? Who knows? Never say never in the wrestling business. But But I have a feeling that as long as he's associated with Gimmick Tree Entertainment, as long as he's associated with Modern Vintage, highly doubtful. And again, I got to respect that decision by CWF management. That's going to do it for this breaking news video. This breaking news video, of course, sponsored by our sponsors. They're there on the right-hand side of your screen. Check them out. The official, unofficial CWF Mid-Atlantic After Show comes your way every Wednesday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time, live right here on this very channel. And for all other things CWF Mid-Atlantic related, feel free to stick to the channel, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, more importantly, so that you'll be first to notified when any news like this comes out. Again, I don't think this is dirt sheet style reporting. He put out the videos. It's out there. It looks like Nova will continue to book him because they've already, head of Nova, Mike, put out there that, hey, book him. He's one of the most loyal, hard-working guys on the indies. And he is. He is. And I'm sure Jeff and everybody else will say the same about how hard he works and about, you know, I've enjoyed Mecha's work immensely over the last couple of years that I've been going to CWF. But again, they're not willing to take risks with their baby, and I can't blame them for that. I really can't. As a fan of CWF, I can't blame them. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. What do you think will happen to Aaron Biggs? Let me know what you think. Will we see the Sandwich Squad again? I don't know. Somebody just messaged me that on Twitter. What does this mean for the squad? I don't know. Now they no longer have a top face tag team. Well, you can always create one. That's the good thing about the wrestling business. So, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. But I will say this again, and I cannot stress this enough. Have a little faith. Be open-minded. And just have a little faith and see where things go. And don't wait for 1 week of Worldwide to sit there, watch 1 week, and go, oh, fuck this. Don't do that. Give them a few weeks. It's like when a TV show changes showrunners. Showrunners have been changed. The cast got shuffled around a little bit. But don't let this, like Mecha said, don't give up on them. Keep watching. That's going to do it for me, guys. Hit that like button. More importantly, hit the subscribe button and share our content. And we will see you this Wednesday night.